Well, we're standing here in the extreme west of Ireland, and over there is a Bronze Age tomb, 4,000 years old. And it's often said that the Stone Age didn't end because we ran out of stones. It's perfectly true, we didn't. We found bronze, which is copper, which was mined from little veins around here, and copper and tin put together made bronze, which was a better tool and a better weapon than stone. So we moved from the Stone Age to the Bronze Age, and over the last 2,000 years we've moved to iron, to steel, to the Industrial Revolution just only 200 years ago. And we have seen the enormous expansion of the economy, the world. Everywhere you look, there's been an enormous progress. And many people would say that this progress was driven by money. It's not so. What drove this enormous progress was energy. And most of this energy came from oil in the last 50, 100 years. So when we reach the peak of oil production, which is going to happen any day now, over the next few years, we face the decline of the fundamental energy that has driven the progress for the last century, and we find this decline without, at the moment, any sight of a better substitute. We're not moving from stone to bronze. This time we're moving from bronze back to stone. And therefore this is an absolutely critical subject which will affect every aspect of life. Oil, 90% of transport fuel comes from oil. Transport means trade. And agriculture makes heavy demands upon oil in many ways, to provide synthetic fertilizers, to provide irrigation, to provide transport from the fields to the towns. So we are facing an absolutely critical situation as this fundamental energy begins to decline, and it poses the question of how many people can actually be supported on a planet with declining oil. So this is the most critical subject that we can really address, and it's a very strange thing that such an important matter is not better understood, especially by the world's governments and especially by the world's leaders and thinkers. And the reason for this is because there is no particular difficulty in understanding the discovery trends or how big the oil fields are or what remains to be found. This is not a particularly difficult thing to do. It is an issue of mindset. People just cannot bring themselves to think that something fundamental is going to change. And yet, that is the absolute message that the rocks tell us. And you can't change the rocks. They were laid down in the geological past. They are beyond human intervention. So I think we've reached the point when we really have to make a big effort to raise awareness of this thing, to bring this to the attention of the world's leaders, because the tensions of the transition to the new world that dawns is certainly going to be difficult.